Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we are back playing some Blast Off for episode 11, and today we need to work on our power situation because, as you just saw right there, our ME system has run out of power, and that is not a good thing because now all of our stuff is stored within our ME system, so when it turns off, that means we can no longer access any of our stuff. So what I've done since the end of last episode is made 2 more of these 1K ME storage cells and moved pretty much all of our stuff from all of these chests over here into the ME system to make them much easier to access, but as you just noticed, we are running out of power, which means that we kind of have to keep a few buckets on us at all times so that we can always go ahead and grab some more lava and kind of just, fill this thing up if we need to. There's a bit of an issue with the buckets not registering there. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Whenever I pick up a bucket, it kind of disappears, but then if I, like, grab it, it is actually there. It's a bit weird, but anyway, the point is we have to keep some buckets on us to make sure that we can keep this thing filled up, unless we find a way to automatically pump infinite amounts of lava from somewhere into this lava generator to ensure that it always has enough power to keep all of our stuff running, and that is exactly what I want to work on today. And to start with that, we are going to work on a few more quests in the Polluted Seas quest line down here in this little kind of buildcraft area. I'm not quite sure why these buildcraft things are kind of lumped in with Polluted Seas, but when we get all the way down to this little pipe down here, which I actually didn't know existed until like an hour ago when I figured out what it did, we are going to be set and we're going to be really good to go for automating the lava production and sending the lava to this generator to make sure we constantly have power. So to get there, we first need to do the quest before it, obviously. Gears in Progress is a fairly simple quest to do because we already have a blacksmith's anvil and a blacksmith's hammer. We got both of these early on in the series, so all we need to do is make a wooden gear. And if we go ahead and take a look before, I think we might have made one of these last episode, but a wooden gear, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is simply a hammer. And then we just have to hammer some wood, some straight up oak logs, I think, if I remember correctly, onto this guy. Let me see. Is that right? It is. Nice. So we'll take that. Now, the other gears as well have been made much harder than they originally were. And also, we get this guy here, the blacksmith's assistant. I have no idea what this is used for or how it's used, but I'm sure we will figure it out at some point. I'm sure there'll be a quest line that requires it at some point in the future. It looks really cool. And maybe it can be used to automate this blacksmith's anvil somehow, because I'm really wanting a way to automate this, because using the hammer is a bit of a pain, although it's not too bad. But if we have a look again, one of the next quests is this one over here. It's called Different Gears. It said, wooden gears aren't appropriate for certain machinery, hence iron, gold, and diamond gears were invented. Now, we have to make ourselves 8 stone gears, 4 iron gears, 4 gold gears, and 2 loosely plated diamond gears. So, let's go ahead and type in gear, and I will show you how to make all of these ridiculously kind of somewhat expensive gears. So the stone gear is fairly easy, but really expensive. It requires 1 double compressed cobblestone, which is 81 cobblestone to make 1 stone gear. Then if we look at an iron gear is a stone gear in some molten iron. So again, 81 cobblestone and then 2 ingots of iron makes the iron gear. Then for a gold gear, which we need 4 of as well, by the way, we need 2 ingots worth of gold as well as the iron gear, which is 81 cobblestone, 2 iron. And then for the diamond gear, we need, well, for the loosely plated diamond gear, we need a gold gear and then 4 compressed diamonds, which are made using 4 diamonds of their own. So to make that, we'd need, what, flipping 32 diamonds? And then the gold gears, and we need 2 of those. So, jeez, is that expensive. Now, I don't even think we have that many diamonds. We've got 33 diamonds, so we have enough to make 1 for now. Let's do a quick check on how we are doing for cobblestone over here. We have 64, which, I mean, is not really enough. If we have a look in here, cobblestone, do we have any? We got 17. That is not great, really. It's kind of not fantastic. Now, some people did point out that we can use, I believe it's called Archimedes screw, to automate the pumping of the water from this little pool here into the boiler, but one thing I want to have done by the end of this episode is I want to get rid of this completely and have a completely different system getting us unlimited cobblestone. So, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to mine cobblestone for, like, well, this thing should work for a while. We're going to let this thing run. I'm going to go do some mining because we need a bunch more gold and diamonds if we're going to get this thing up and running. I'll probably just take my hammer and try and find some more meteors so we can try and get a few more of those. Also, I will probably, actually, there's not much else I can do. Yeah, I'm going to go away. I'm going to try and get as much cobblestone as we can. Hopefully, we can get enough to make this happen. It will take a lot of flipping cobblestone, but we'll see if we can get it done. I might set up another cobblestone generator that I can work out whilst this one is doing its thing as well. But I'm going to go away and do all that stuff, guys, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so a really long time later, after doing a ton of cobblestone mining, we finally, I think, have enough cobblestone to complete that Gears quest. So, what I did to begin with is we used to have this unlimited water source kind of over here, and I just took one of the buckets of lava, made a traditional cobblestone generator, and using my alumite pickaxe, I just stood there for a while, got a few stacks of cobblestone, and then I thought, well, first of all, I thought that we weren't going to have enough durability in our alumite pickaxe to actually get enough stacks of cobblestone to make all of the gears, and then I thought, why don't we use the hammer? There must be a more efficient way of getting more cobblestone faster if we use the hammer. So originally, I tried to set it up so that we'd get a 3x3 area of cobblestone that we could just break through every single time. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite get that to work, so instead, I ended up making something like this, and for the last, 30 minutes, I've just been stood here with my alumite hammer, kind of breaking it like this. The cobblestone then falls into the water just under there, and I could just sit here and hold down the left mouse button for ever and ever and ever, and then eventually every so often, as long as it's not after more than 5 minutes so the cobblestone doesn't despawn, I can just jump in, pick up some cobblestone, and I have been dumping it into this chest over here, which, as you can see now, has just over 23 stacks of cobblestone. Yes, I have been mining cobblestone for way too long, and just before we go ahead and start trying to make some of those gears, I am going to set some of this gold smelting up, because of course we are going to need actually quite a bit of this for our gold and diamond gear, so we'll throw that in there. I'm going to take all of this cobblestone and stick it into the AE system. Now, this is going to make us, supremely flipping encumbered, so we're going to walk really slowly from here over to the AE system. That's fine. Look at that. Greatly encumbered in the top right-hand corner there. We can make it. One day. Maybe. Jeez, we are walking so slowly. This is ridiculous. Also, we need more power. Here we go. We'll take you... Did that, fall on the floor or something? Or just not work? It worked. Oh, gosh, what is happening here? Let's take that. That should be there. There we go. Okay, flipping. I'm not quite sure what happened with the last one. Let's drop you on the floor. Let's get some more lava in there. Let's dump... Come on. Oh, I can't do that yet. Let's dump, all of this cobblestone. Actually, let's just dump all of this into there. I'm going to take the hammer back because I kind of need the hammer. And then we'll throw the rest of this cobblestone in. The reason I've done that is this makes it so much easier to make all of our cobblestone into compressed cobblestone. We will do it like that, and then we can turn all of our compressed cobblestone into double compressed cobblestone like that. That gets us 18 blocks of double compressed cobblestone, and if we were to take a look into the quest book here, we need 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 gears in total, and all of these require at least 1 stone gear to work, which is exactly why we have 18 of these double compressed cobblestones. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to stand here for probably the next 10 minutes, and also figure out the, yeah, that's right? Okay, so a little bit of tinkering around later, and it turns out that there was a bit of a problem with Mindtweaker, the mod that adds all the custom recipes in. So all you gotta do, if you have this issue where your compressed cobblestone is not working on the blacksmith's anvil, or if anything's not working on the blacksmith's anvil, just try either restarting your game or typing in something like /mt reload. That should go ahead and reload all of the scripts from Mindtweaker, and then we can just go ahead and spam left click on this thing until we get ourselves a stone gear, and then we can go ahead and do that 17 more times. Until we have all 18 of these stone gears, and that should... Oh my goodness, get out of here! No! Okay, I turned mob griefing off a little while back because I did not want all of our stuff to get destroyed, and I'm kind of thinking that was a good idea now because, geez, how the heck did that guy get in? Oh my god, there's more of them. There are more of them. Let's get our, I guess our alumite pickaxe out. Oh, geez, back a... Whoa! He blew up into a lot of different parts. Oh gosh, we have to find out where the heck he was coming from. But anyway, next up on the list, if we go look at our quest book now, we should have completed a little bit of that. Yeah, we've gone ahead and done the 8. Thankfully, it's not a handing quest. We actually get to keep the gears, which is really nice because they took forever to make. And now the rest of them, all the other 10, require us to dip them in iron. So if we go ahead again and type in gear, we are going to come back to this ladle in a second. But if we go ahead and type in gear, The iron gear is made by putting a stone gear in a vat filled with 2 ingots worth of molten iron for 20 seconds. And I thought at first it would be as simple as putting an iron ingot into the vat and then it would just turn into molten iron. Unfortunately, that is not the case, and you have to use this guy over here, the crucible furnace. Now, also, unfortunately, iron has a melting point of 1,538 degrees in the crucible furnace, which is indicated by this little bar over here, and it takes forever to get this thing up to 1,538 degrees. Thankfully, I started doing it when I started mining all of my cobblestone, so it's now at 1,730 degrees, but you do have to make sure it has a constant supply of some kind of fuel. I've been using coal as well as quite a bit of charcoal from our tree farm, and thankfully it has finally gotten up to this stage, so now we have to put iron into here, which will then smelt down and turn into molten iron in the crucible furnace kind of internal tank. And once it's got to there, we have to be able to pull it out and put it into the vat. Unfortunately, buckets don't work. Usually you can put a bucket in here and pull whatever's inside of this tank out. Can't do that with ingots, so instead, that is where the ladle comes in. Now, thankfully, the ladle is not all that hard to make. It is just some copper. So, if we find our bucket of lava there and do something like this, we should be able to fairly easily... Oh, we don't have any smelted copper. What is that about? We should be able to fairly easily make ourselves a ladle. So we'll put that there. We'll type in ladle. And as you can see, it is simply 3 pieces of copper. Very, very easy indeed. So we'll wait for those to finish. This should be nicely turning into molten iron. Now, we do need 10 iron gears at least. So we're going to need... And each one requires 2 iron ingots worth in the crucible, so we're going to need like 20 iron ingots worth in this little furnace here. So that's quite a lot of iron that we're putting away to make all of these gears. But trust me, guys, by the end of this episode, it will hopefully have all been worth it. So we'll go ahead and we'll throw you there, and then we'll go boom, boom, and we get ourselves a ladle. The ladle has specifically a 144 millibucket limit, basically making it a really small bucket that can hold exactly 1 ingot's worth of liquid. So do I just kind of like shift right click or just like right click? Or I have no idea how this works. Oh, it's full. Okay. I kind of wish there'd be a bit of an animation there to show you that it's full, but I guess we can just... I don't think that's right. I think I have to shift right click. Okay, so there we go. Is it shift right click to get it out? Shift right click, yeah, shift right click pulls it out, and then shift right click again puts it back in, and then if we were to go ahead and stick a gear in there, like so, after 20 seconds, it does look like it's working. After 20 seconds, that should turn into an iron gear. And there we go. So, what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to turn all 10 of these, well, I guess we've got 9 now. I'm going to turn all 9 of these into iron gears, and then I'm going to turn some of those iron gears into gold gears. And then for the diamond gears, I guess we can come back and craft these up, because this is actually not as bad. But yeah, I'm going to go away. I'm going to make a bunch of these iron gears. The gold gears are made in exactly the same way. Gold has a slightly lower melting point, so it shouldn't take as long to melt, maybe. I don't think that's how it works. But it is basically the same process for the gold gears as well. We just dip iron gears into the water and into the gold, the molten gold, and wait 20 seconds. So I'm going to go away and turn all of my gears into iron and gold gears. I'll be back in a second. And quite a bit of ladling later, we now have all of the golden and iron gears. So if we head on over to our ME interface over here, we should be able to finish this quest up by getting ourselves some diamonds, doing something like this, getting a bunch of these compressed diamonds, 8 to be precise. And then if we were to do something like this, with 2 of our gold gears, we got ourselves 2 of these loosely plated diamond gears. And then if we go to the quest book, we are now done. Whew, that took far too long. And now we get a choice of either 4 combustion engines or 64 golden transport pipes. Now, I have no idea which one of these to take, because golden transport pipes, I don't think, are that expensive. If we go ahead and type in golden transport pipes, unless the recipe has been changed, which it has slightly. It needs 2 compressed gold, which is gold being hit by a hammer, which is not too big of a deal as well, but that's like, we need to do a bunch to get 64 gold pipes. And then it's an obsidian glass, which is obsidian, and thickened glass, which is just sand and glass. And obsidian's not all that hard to come by. It's just down in the mines, but it probably takes a while to smelt up in the vat. It's not that bad. It's 1,000 degrees. But, on the other hand, combustion engines are actually pretty expensive. Now, we do have a quest down here to make them. And what I might do is take them, just so that for this quest we can manually detect one and don't have to make it, because it is pretty expensive. It requires one of the iron gears, and I don't really want to use those iron gears for this, because I want to use those iron gears instead for the next quest, this one right at the bottom here, which is in itself going to require quite a lot of iron gears. So I think that was maybe the best solution there. Those combustion engines are pretty expensive, but moving on to this quest, we now need to make one Stirling generator and one redstone generator. Thankfully, or redstone engine should I say, and Stirling engine. Thankfully, these two are fairly easy to make. They are simply some cobblestone, some glass, 2 gears, and a piston. This one is wood, glass, 2 wooden gears, and a piston. So we are going to need 2 pistons, which I think we should be able to make fairly easily once we grab some of our cobblestone out of here. Thank you very much, Flaxbeards. We'll throw that in like so. Mix it up with a little bit of iron, and that gets us the 2 pistons that we need. Between takes there, whilst I was flipping waiting for all of those gears to be made, I did go ahead and get some more glass from all of the gravel that we have. So if we go ahead and just like kind of smelt the rest of that, that should be fine. We do kind of want to keep an eye on this, because I would like, if possible, to keep that crucible furnace as high as possible for as long as possible, because that's going to allow us to do stuff like, oh, kill this flipping spider. It's going to allow us to do stuff like smelt up the obsidian and make more gears in the future if we so wish. So let's go ahead and make just like a few planks worth, and then turn most of this here into, you can stop, just pick this hammer. The magnetization thing, it's really annoying because it doesn't pick it up most of the time. It just kind of flies around you. It's really weird. And this flipping AE system is burning through all of our lava like it is no one's business. Here we go. We'll try that again, and then we should now be able to do something like this. Oh no, we got the pistons, right? What are we missing? We are missing the gears. We can put 1 wooden gear there. We do need 1 more wooden gear, actually, to make that work. So I will just quickly grab one of you and our hammer. And if we do something like this, there we go. Nice. Thankfully, those wooden gears don't take too long. The cobblestone ones take quite a bit longer to smash down. But there we go. That gets us the redstone gear. We'll just, I think that's already manually detected, if I'm not mistaken. It is. And then the Stirling generator should be fairly easy. We'll just go boom, boom, and we get a Stirling generator. Nice. Now we get a choice of either a requester or a pump. I'm kind of interested in the pump because it allows us we could possibly pump the lava from that massive lake of lava underneath the earth. However, I'm not too sure if we're going to need it, because we're going to automate it using the crucible from Ex Nihilo. So for now, again, I'm not going to pick a reward yet. I'm kind of just going to leave it. Thankfully, the next quest is fairly easy. This one here requires to make 1 wooden transport pipe and 1 cobblestone transport pipe. And I don't believe that the recipe for these transport pipes has been changed. So this one is simply 2 wooden planks and a piece of glass. And this one is simply 2 cobblestone and a piece of glass, both of which are extremely easy to make. So if we just do something like that, that completes the cobblestone quest. And if we do something like this, hopefully before the AE system turns off, we complete the other side of the quest, and we can go ahead and claim our reward of a wrench. And then finally, we need to do, oh no, sorry, not finally, I thought we'd moved on to this quest yet. Next quest is better pipes. This one is a little bit harder. This one wants us to make 8 iron transport pipes, 8 golden transport pipes, 4 diamond transport pipes, and 4 emerald transport pipes. So this one, a little bit more challenging. The iron transport pipes are made in a similar way. We need the obsidian glass, which is sand, and glass, which is a bit of a pain to make, but it's not too bad because we have a ton of gravel, and we also have all of the gravel down at the bottom of the earth. So doing something like this and getting quite a bit of gravel, quite a bit of sand, is not all that big of a deal. And then, of course, we can go ahead and combine that up with our glass, like so, to get quite a bit of sandy glass. And then if we were to combine that with some obsidian, we then get ourselves the obsidian glass, which we can then use to make some of these pipes. So we make 2 of these at a time. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4... This one doesn't require any kind, but it does require a bunch of those. Oh, gosh. So we're going to need like 5, 6, and then emerald pipes are made using, I guess, 7. So we're going to need 7 pieces of obsidian glass, I think, in order to make this work. And then each one of these is simply just a thickened glass. So actually, that's not too big of a deal. We just need a fair bit of obsidian. Now, it does say 2 ingots worth. I'm going to hope, and oh gosh, we're out of lava. I'm going to hope, I'll just take one from here for now, that 1 obsidian block is equal to 1 obsidian ingot. I assume that's how it works, although I'm not 100% sure. Let's see, how much obsidian do we have? We've got 14, so we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do like, oh no, we need 2 for each, don't we? So we have to take like all of that obsidian. And then let's throw you in here. Does that work? Please tell me that works. If not, how Oh, do we need to have an obsidian ingot to begin with? So we have to put it through the smeltery? Of all things? Okay. Alright, well, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to get some more lava, apparently. We have, I think, 4 ingots worth there, which is pretty nice. I'm going to go away. I'm going to get some more lava so we can get this smeltery running. I'm going to make a bunch of obsidian ingots using this guy in the ingot cast. I'm then going to go ahead and take all that molten obsidian, or all those obsidian ingots, put them into the crucible furnace, which does need some more charcoal in it. Put them in the crucible furnace, turn them into molten obsidian, use the ladle, move that molten obsidian into the vat over here, then use that vat to make some obsidian glass using our sandy glass. And I'm also going to go away and do some hammering with the Fortune 5 hammer that we have here, which isn't Fortune 5, it's Fortune 3. Gonna use the Fortune 3 hammer. I didn't do that before because we do need at least 4 more diamonds in order to make this thing a reality, and I think we might need 1 or 2 more for the last bit as well. So I'm gonna go away, guys. I'm gonna do that, and I'll be back in a second.